Okay, what we're going to do now is just a quickie introduction to pivot tables in Excel. And the Excel spreadsheet that I have open right now is undergrad survey. All right. Now, what I want you to do for this homework problem is that you're going to give me some sort of data here, and you're going to give it to me in bar chart and pie chart. You probably should do one of each. What would you do first? Well, maybe you just want to count up the number of men and women here, which means you'd go to this this file column here, and you'd sort it by gender, so you get all the men and women together, and you could count them. You could then sum up something like, say, maybe their spending, or give average spending. Does that sound like a lot of work? Well, there is an easier way to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this entire table. There we go. And I'm going to hit Insert, and the first thing you see there is Pivot Table. Pivot Table is a great way to summarize data, and it's all built into Excel. It's already highlighted the table for us. We're going to go to a new worksheet. You end up with something that looks like this, okay? Where you got this little like template that you're going to work with. Here are all the column headings that we saw before, and this kind of shows where they're going to go. So let's say we just wanted a count of men versus women. Well, then I could take gender. I'm going to take that and I'm going to drop it where it says drop row fields here. And there's male and female. Doesn't show you much so far. Let's take spending. I'm going to grab spending and I'm going to drop that there. Notice they drop into the proper areas down here. So this tells me that women have spent, what, 12,350 total, and men have totaled that. Now that's a valid statistic right there. But let's say I didn't want to really know how much they were spending. If I left-click this and go to Value Field Settings, I can change that to a count. That tells me there are 24 men and 26 women on that spreadsheet, which would make into a very easy pie chart. You highlight it, insert, pie chart, and make it a nice one like that, say. So there are 48 women and 52 men, men being the red and women being the blue. Well, that was nice. What else could we do with this? What instead of we wanted, let's say we didn't want gender, we wanted to see by class, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Take gender and throw it away, throw it out. Then take class, hit that one. Notice it automatically went there and automatically went there. Now you got the same type of pie chart, but now instead of by gender, it's by class, freshman, junior, sophomore, senior, and I probably would have put that in a better order if I was spending more time on this. But for example, the green is what? It's sophomore, so 46% are sophomores. Let's say that's not what we wanted either, but that would be a perfect answer to this. Let's say we wanted a breakdown between class and gender. Let's go back up to gender, click on that. Let's take that and put that in a column heading. Now, on the row headings, we have freshman, junior, sophomore, senior. On the column headings, we have female and male. Let's highlight that. Let's insert a column table, and we immediately got a column table. That works out pretty nice, huh? These are fairly easy to do and fairly easy to manipulate. Let's say instead of count spending, I'd like to have the average of the GPAs broken down by class and by gender. Let's get rid of that again. So I don't want this. I want GPAs. I'll take the GPA and put it down there. I'm going to take this count of spending, throw that away. Now, what it does here, it gives you the sum of the GPAs. Well, How good is that? I mean, if you had somebody who had a 4.0 and a 3.0 and you added them up, you get a 7.0. That doesn't mean anything. So we don't want sum for GPA. So I'm going to left click sum. I'm going to go to value settings. I'm going to change that one to average. Now you got a fairly decent meaning here. Freshman, the average GPA for female was 3.11. For men, it was 3.55. Juniors were getting these very long numbers. You'd probably want to format that down a little bit, which we could do. Let's not do that for you. I just want to show you how this works. And this would probably make a very nice column chart. So there's the average of GPAs by freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. Again, they're not in order, but we can play with that. And it's broken down between men and women. Those are examples of things I like to see on the first homework, okay? The last one has to do with box plots, and I'm going to talk about that either in a later video if I have time, but we'll definitely talk about it in the webinars we're going to do this week. Okay? Hopefully this came out right. I will now test it.